What's happening, fight fans? Welcome to now episode 10 of the MMA Mindset podcast. That it was episode 10 last time, definitely wasn't. Back with another Fighter Origins. It seems like I'm doing a tour of the Northeast. Obviously, I had Bailey Gilbert on. I'm having Cal Eleanor coming on. So, doing a big tour of the Northeast, having people on. But today, I'm joined by someone who's fought who's who of UK MMA for the very best in the UK. People have been on UFC, Bellator, every single show. Mr. Perry Goodwin, thank you very much for joining me, Perry.
Right, mate, how's it going?
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, like I said, thank you. Thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it. Really excited to hear that you're fighting again. How buzzing are you to be fighting, especially on Cage Warriors and in the Northeast again?
Perfect. I was at the start of the year. I was like trying to get a fight on. It was just a smaller show, any show really. But I want to fight at home. I don't know how many fights I've got left. Really, I've been getting punched in the head for a long time, and I don't know how long it's gonna be, how long I'm gonna be able to ride this storm for. But basically, I want to go out on my own terms as well. So I don't want to be the guy that's getting slapped all the time. I've always had a decent chin. And I don't want to be the guy that's getting hurt. So I don't know what I've got left. I want to fight at home. I want to see what I can do with my time that I've got.
Yeah, exactly. It's like even in that last fight that you had, I don't want to talk about it too much, but even in that last fight you had, you hurt him early in the round as well. He was wobbled hard, and it was just kind of unfortunate what happened.
I got no problem talking about it. He sent me the land of wind and ghosts. Listen, how many people have I knocked out and danced when they're asleep? I got no problem with someone doing the same to me. It is what it is. But there was a lot of things. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy that gives you the excuse. And like I say, I took my beating like a man, and to the loss. And but the people who know how I went in that fight, and my dumb ass, I was meant to wrestle. I'm meant to wrestle him up. And like as we've seen what Bailey did to him, he's light work on the floor. He's light work on the floor. And what was it? 10 times out of 10, I do my thing and I beat him up on the floor like I should have done. But like I say, I hurt him early. I'm like, this is even easier than what I thought it was gonna be. I don't need to take him down. And next day I wake up looking at the star. So props to the guy, honestly. But I'm telling you, I beat that guy. Well, 9 times out of 10, he got that one there, and well done. Well done, but I think he'll be talking about how he beat me, but I can't see him doing well. We know his downfall is his ground game, and I did as well, knowing going into that fight, knew what the how I should have won and how I should have went about it. But I'm a gunslinger. What are you going to say?
Yeah, it's like hindsight, isn't it? It's like
Yeah,
it's 2020, and obviously seeing what Bailey did. I think Bailey was just like, I'm not messing around with this, getting him straight to the floor, and he Bailey kind of made it look easy. But yeah, you can't really take out away from yourself. Like I said, it was you were working him on the feet at start, and then it's just kind of went a bit south from there.
yeah, of course.
Just going back to Cage Warriors, did they approach you as soon as the Newcastle card was kind of in the works?
Well, like I said, at the start of the year, it was like I was like, I want to get back in here. I had my time off. I took a long time off. Like I say, I went into that fight messed. I needed a break from my brain really. Anything else? So I spent a year, like the best part of a year, just like trying not get hit in the head because I like to tear up as much as the next person. Even in the gym, I like to tear up and like reevaluating when I'm sparring that I'm not taking these big shots. So I had a lot of time off the sparring, a lot of time off getting hit in the head. And when I got back to sparring, I was being more calculated, trying to get better and not just try to have fun every time I fight and getting punched getting punched in the head really. So March I was looking to get back in there. I struggled. We struggled to get matched. Like guys are just asking for too much money on like for small shows. Like I'm like I'll give half my purse away. And the people that are speaking to us that won't cover it. And then like the odd people that get in touch with us like a week's notice or fight some young killer coming through on a week's notice or someone else. I'm not a guy. I've been the cowboy for like most of the fights. Like you look at my record, it's the way it is because when people say you want to fight, I'm gonna say yeah. I ain't bothered. Like I know I can, I know I'm tough. I know I'm tough. I know I can handle myself. So I was always the sort of guy that would go, yeah, I'll fight him. But now it's like I've done all that. I fought whoever they put in front of me whenever they did. So now it's like I get to pick who I get to fight I've been through the fire. So I look back all the Sean Otis fights, and then in the end, I just said to Fisher, I said, please, you have to get in touch with Ian Dean, like, because they're the guys that they've got a roster. And although I didn't want to jump straight back into a big fight with obviously the way things ended in the last fight, but at the end of the day, we're here to fight, aren't we? And that was my seemed to be my only choice. And to be honest, after watching, I think it was the Cage Warriors with in Ireland with Reece McKay and Jimmy. I was like, I need to be back on a big show. I really want to be back on a big show. So, and then I couldn't do January, I couldn't do July, sorry, which was the one of would be when the shows were kicking about, because it's my wife's 30th next week actually. So, and all stuff in between that. I want to put a good camp in and for like my first one back. And so they said November. That's a long way away, but I'm healthy now. I'm looking after myself. We'll wait till November, and then I see that it's Newcastle. I'm like, sweet. So that's why we're waiting till November. I said, I've got no problem waiting then. It's like, I don't get me wrong, it's about an hour away from where I live. I live in a small town called Redcar, but I'll happily jump on that. Like, so I'm over the moon. Really, it's perfect for me.
Yeah, it's not too far for like your friends and your family to come and watch. And from what I've heard, little rumors here and there, speaking to a few people in the promotion, it's going to be a bonkers card as well. So it should be a great night of fights. Did have they come to you with the Chris Bungard fight, or where's that come from? Because I didn't hear any murmurings of that, and then he said it on the podcast with Paul Craig and that, and I don't kind of know where that's come from.
Well, it's perfect for me. Like I said, I didn't want to come fight some young guy, some young killer coming through with no name, trying to make a name off my name, because like I worked hard to. I don't get me wrong, I get my ass kicked many times and done some ass kicking myself, but I worked hard to be where I am now. I don't want to just like, oh yeah, I'm going to fight this next one guy who no one knows. Chris is similar age, similar record, well, obviously probably a bit better record than mine, but that's not hard to beat. He's fought some tough guys, and he's got a big name, and I feel like that's the perfect fight. But I don't think they've come to. I don't speak to the promotion stuff like that. I let Fish do all the talking. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think nothing's signed. We're like so until we have pen to paper. It could be anyone. But that fight would be perfect for me. And like I say, he thinks I'm not going to take that fight. When I heard that, I messaged Fisher. I said, if they come with that fight, that's the fight. I asked Fisher. I said, give me a fight at 66 featherweight. I said, I'm ready to go. I'm like, my weight's low now. I'll look after myself a bit. As a fighter, I've never looked after myself. I was the Ricky Hatton guy and getting real fat, drinking, getting out of shape. And every fight that I've had from since the dawn of time has been a fat camp, a fitness camp, and literally getting off the booze and whatever else comes with just partying all the time. And it's been a toll on my body. But now I'm healthy, fit, look after myself. Every day's a workout day, and like so I'll be ready for the 66. But when I heard that Chris had been calling for that, I'm like, I got no problem. I got no problem. We're going back up to lightweight then if that's the case. In no divvies round here, so I ain't worried about him.
I don't understand where that whole thing came from, where he was like, "Oh, I don't think he'll accept the fight." Because if you look at your record, when have you ever said no to anyone? Like,
There's
it's a
no,
bit
no
mad.
one, there's no one. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to bait me in it, but I'm not the sort of person who's like I don't need baiting, so I don't know. But I think like him calling me out personally, I think it comes from like some of the younger kids that train at gym come out of gym. I had freshman rounds, and like I say, when I come into it's my first set of rounds. When I come into a camp, I'm fat, I'm unhealthy, and like I'm at the worst state. And I think I got my back up by his guys a few times. So maybe he looks at me and goes, "Oh yeah, he's been light work," but doesn't get a shock of his life. That's what he thinks. He really thinks that, oh yeah, I get a good win, I fight him. Like, I'm not the person to pick to think you're gonna be able to just do what you want. You're gonna end up waking up looking at the stars, man. He's got absolutely no clue like the fire that I'm gonna bring to this fight, because I worked so hard. Like, I've always worked hard, don't get me wrong, but now it's consistent hard work. Like, I don't I don't drink anymore. Like, I hit 30, I got married, and then after I got married, I was embarrassed, man. Like I was drinking all the time, and I just stopped dead in the war, and took the age of 30 to get around it. But I got around it, and I've spent this year just working on everything, getting better mindset, just doing everything I possibly can to be healthier.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've kind of seen that because I followed you on Instagram for a couple of years now, and you were actually, when I first started doing MMA media, you were the first person I ever interviewed. So yeah, that was class. To kind of come full circle to where I am now is kind of cool with you. But I've seen that you've been training like pretty much like religiously. I think you were even coaching for it. You started coaching like a little
Yeah,
bit last year.
coach as well now, Kurai in Middlesbrough, Kurai MMA, and I enjoy it. But you got to set a good example as well. Like, you can't be going around being Billy Big Balls, drinking, kicking the ass out of your life, just battering your body, and then expect these young kids to walk through and look at you and look up to you. Like, it's impossible. So I look after myself, like, and hopefully, when I teach people stuff, and when I tell people, not just teaching them about fighting, you've got to teach them about life as well. And trust me, I've made every single mistake you can possibly make. And I was a nightmare in every form. I'm lucky to be where I am now. Put it that way. I've got a lot of friends that didn't make it. They ended up on the end of a road, or they ended up in jail, and now I have like I've maybe two or three close friends, and one of them's my brother, and my wife. My wife is like my best friend, and she brought me out of what I would consider as hell, because around where I'm from a small town. It's like Redcast, tiny, and everyone drinks, and everyone's out all the time, and like it's like who can steal the latest, who can steal the longest, just battering your body. And I was part of that. It took to the age of 30 to rid myself of all them bad habits and horror. But like, I still done everything I did under them conditions. I just want to see what I can do when they're all gone.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's that kind of like small town is a bit difficult to get away from. Like I'm from Scarborough, and it's kind of a bit like that. I have had to move down to Nottingham to get away from it all and kind of restart my life, because I was getting in that kind of that funk of just going on piss 4 or 5 times a week and doing that. So it's hard to get out of. So for still living there and getting out of it, props to you. And it's weird because like every time I've ever seen you on scales, I've never seen someone more ripped in my entire life. Like, how's that happen?
Well, it's painful. Like, my cuts when I was going, I remember I think I cut 20 kilos in 12 weeks. I think that was nasty. I was eating like two boiled eggs a day. I had to burn 800 calories every day. Like, I murdered myself most of my cuts, just total the worst. Like I'm not just it's not just like a hard cut. I'm like, my negative talk in my head, it was the worst. I was like, you fuck piece of shit. You need to work harder. Like, you think constantly and just eating nothing for like, see how long I can fast for, and work out. We'll do like 81-hour fasts, work out every day, and then I'm nigh on dead by the end of it. And I get to camp, and then you got all that weight, and you've got to go and fight someone who's been training to fight you as well, and it's hard.
Yeah, it must be proper rough, especially like I said, if you said you were getting like so out of shape during it's like what Paddy Pimlet does, like, and
I was kicking 90 kilos.
90 k.
Yeah, I was kicking 90 kilos and cutting down to 70. I was kicking 86 kilos and cutting down to 66. And I do that in like 12 weeks. And like, it's disgusting. It's just hard. And
Yeah.
you expect to fight someone, you expect to do well, and when you put yourself, your body under them conditions, you're not going to. You find an uphill battle.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that'll take time out of you maybe training other things like fighting skills, like getting that weight down will take time out of that. So yeah, it's probably the best way to kind of keep it at a level. What are you kind of sitting at now?
Well, the start of, God, this might go off on a tangent. This like me talking absolute rubbish, but basically, I know when I was diagnosed with like ADHD when I was like a kid in school, and they would fight forever to try and get me on some medication of some sort because obviously I overdrink, overeat, um, anything you can do, just all the sorts, so just go and do it. Like stupid, like it's totally off the bat, off the cuff. Right, okay, it's a Monday night. I'm gonna come home with 8 cans and I'm gonna eat 4 packs of Pringles and just ruin my life every week. So I told you I want to try some medication because living like this, I've done it for 30 years. It's so hard, and I managed to get sorted with some of that. And when I first started taking it, I went down, not straight away, but obviously over time, I'm working out really hard. I went down to like walking around at like 74 kilograms, shredded, but like 74 kilograms is hard. And then I started seeing at 76. Now I managed to get my weight up to, I think I'm 78 and a half, 79 kilos, and that's steady. Still six packed up, still happy, but I'm heavier now. And I've actually started lifting weights over the last 2 years, so I managed to put like size of it. It's good weights, it's muscle. So I'm sweet with it. I'm really happy with where I'm at now.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Like I said, there's a difference between obviously like weight and like you say good weight. Like
Yeah.
I've been lifting weights like for the past year now, and like I'm heavier than I've ever been. But it's like I don't look in the mirror and think shit, I'm a fat bastard. So yeah, it's
Yeah, it makes a difference.
yeah, definitely. Obviously, given Newcastle, and you kind of put a thing out on Instagram that made me think where you were like, oh, it might be your last chance for you to ever see me fight. That's not kind of something that you're contemplating, or were you just kind of
Oh no. Like, listen, you gotta understand. Like, I constantly say, people don't have the money to travel down to London. People are like people that like I'm friends with, are people that know me. Like, if I want to say, oh yeah, do you want to come see me fight? Oh, yeah, I'm fighting in Birmingham or London. Like, they're like, you're gonna buy hotels, you got travel, then you got to buy tickets, and like what they got to bring like those going with friends, the drinking or whatever. It's gonna cost them a fortune. And people want to see. So if I say like, look, this might be the only show that's like up Newcastle for a while. I say, look, we're in Newcastle. This might be a chance. This might be your chance to see me fight. And like, if you haven't come down to see me fight because it's too far away or it costs too much money, this is an hour away. You can come see me fight and be in your own bed on the night if most you get a bus down or whatever. And I'm gonna have to move out of the way. The dog's actually having a fit on the floor. He's breathing to death. 2 seconds, my man.
yeah, no worries, mate.
Yeah, so this might be the only chance to see me fight. So I'm happy. Oof. This might be the only chance to see me fight. So if you can get down. Basically, that was more what that was aimed at. I don't know how long I'm going to fight for. I don't want to be the guy that's like getting knocked out. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that's fighting until there's like nothing left up here. There's not much here anyway, so haven't got long left, and we'll see. We'll see. We should keep on rolling this dice until I feel like it's time to call it a day.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I think you'll be able to look back and be pleased with the type of calibers of fighters that you fought and the performances that you put on and everything like that. So just before I go on, obviously the fighter origins and learn a little bit more about where you come from. Obviously Thomas Paul signed for Cage Warriors now, and I don't know what division he's fighting in. I don't know whether he's going to try and give it a go at featherweight or if he's going to stick at lightweight. Obviously, if you fight Chris Bungard in Newcastle and then that's all good and you get through that no issues, is that kind of a fight maybe that you'd like to revisit and maybe stick to the game plan that you had in your head before?
Oh God, mate! Like I wouldn't even need to stick to that game plan. I'm not going to be like everyone that fights, right? And they lose, even guys win, and they don't win that convincingly. I've got this thing where they give you excuses. I won't give you the excuses, even though I've got very valid ones. But I've always been the guy that said I'm not a rematch guy. That story's over. Move on. Even if I were like, even if I lose, I've said the same thing. Look, it's done. But mate, talk about easy work. Point to the easy work, like easy work, and like I'm not. God, I don't know. I don't know. If the fight was there, it's it's easy work. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Like the guy, I've been doing this for a long time and watching how easy he was just exposed on the ground game, which I was meant to do. I know I can grapple. I'm not like I can grapple my ass off, and people don't realize because obviously I'm a gunslinger. Like I say, I like fighting. When I put them gloves on and I say I want to fight someone, I want to smash them. I want to cause maximum damage. If I get them on the floor, don't get me wrong, I'm going to drop my elbows and trying to finish it ASAP. But I don't know. You got to be in a certain mindset to think, all right, I'm going to take this guy down. I'm going to be methodical, which I probably never have been. Apart from now, I probably could sit there and have a before a fight and go, look, I'm not that person that I was, but here I am. But if it, I don't know.
I'd be
I
buzzing
don't
for
know.
I'd be buzzing for it. Like I'd think it would be absolutely class, you know. And no, that
I'd fight him tomorrow, mate. Honestly, I'd fight him tomorrow. And if it doesn't happen, honestly, when I say it doesn't bother me, it really doesn't. The people that know me know what I can do, and the people that don't matter. And like that was something that my wife told me a long time ago when I was getting butthurt over people what they would see on the internet and like, oh yeah, he's a bum or he's a journeyman or all these things that people, the flippant comments that people send to say. I was getting butthurt over it.
yeah,
But when she said to me, "Look, do they know you?" and I was like, "No." Well, and she's like, "The people that know you can fight. They know you're tough, and they know you train really hard. They know you work your ass off. And the people that don't matter. So don't let any ahead. So it doesn't matter to me. And I know who I am. It's took 30 years to know who I am, but I know who I am now, and I'm I'm not bothered. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
fingers crossed. I'm crossing my fingers because I think that'd be class to see again and run it back. So yeah, just moving on, mate, into kind of what this is all named after and what this is all about is kind of getting to know you, finding out where you what you came from, where the fighting came from, and when you started. So yeah, just basically when did you first start training in like martial arts?
Uh, martial arts. I don't know. I've done like a bits of boxing when I was growing up. Done some judo, which I was horrendous at. Don't get me wrong. But like I say, when you're a young kid, like some kickboxing when I was a proper taught as well. I've always been doing something because, like I say, when I was a nightmare as a kid. I was diagnosed with ADHD, running about like a. I think my parents just like, right, I don't want to get them on medication because realistically, you don't want to give a kid speed. That's what it is, a chemical breakdown of speed. And they didn't want to do that, which is fair. I totally understand that. So they put me into sport. I was swimming, rugby. I've done every sport. Football, I'm horrendous at. Absolutely horrendous at. But everything else, I managed to grind my way through. I'm not really athletic, but I'm a hard worker and I managed to get through. And then I fell into like MMA at I think it was about 15 or 16. And it was when I say MMA, it wasn't an MMA gym. It was a bouncer from John, John. What's it? No, no, I can't remember his name. John Calvert. John Calvert. He was like a bouncer and he was like a triangle choke. armband, like slightly short, like me and me, a young kid, and a group of other door staff, like basically how to fight, and this was like teaching us how to bite and stuff as well. So that's where it has started.
That's a bit mad. That like I think I've spoke to like I spoke to Bailey last week and I kind of asked him the same question and he literally just went bosh straight into an MMA gym, but straight into like a good MMA gym. And that's like that kid's 23. It's mental, and he's like levels and stuff. So I think he's kind of had, but like obviously the older school guys like who've been in it since since basically it came to the UK, like they've had to start in some rough conditions, like some rough ass gyms. And so when did you kind of get to with Fisher at the TFT?
Um, I couldn't even give you. I think I've been there a while now, but I couldn't tell you when exactly when I got there. I know I floated about. I went to MFA, Abdul Mohammed, trained there for a while. Um, um, Nathan Boyce at Kurai, I was training there, good kickboxing gym. And then I ended up going to the dungeon. Basically, I fought Anas, the Moroccan sensation, and he was from the dungeon. And we had a three three round tear up as amateurs, and I was like, I was getting beat by just getting beat. Just I'm like, wow, I'm gonna need to work on here. And I went up. I want to go up to Sunderland. And I'm going to train there with Anis for as long as possible, and that's pretty much where Mickey Parkin and Justin Burnson, they were all there as well, and we got some good working with some good guys. Davey Balmer, like there's some real good guys from that gym. Ross Court, like we had some real good work, and then basically it was like if you train here, you train nowhere else, sort of thing. I was traveling, and I'm I'm not very good at being told what to do. Authority is not the best thing for me anyway. People telling us what to do sort of pisses me off. So I pulled up with it for a while, but then I didn't call it a day. I want to do my own thing, and I was stuck. And then my Roscoe dropped me a message. He was, "Oh, there's a gym." Started training with Andrew Fisher, all the guys, real good, nice people as well, like good people. We should come down. And I went down and like a few times, and then slowly, just like that was it. That became my gym, and that became where I thought I was. And I like Fisher's like the nicest man in the world. Like if I could like model myself on someone like that's the man. Like he he's a good person, and I think it's hard to find a good person. He's not a money hungry person. He's nothing. He's just trying to help people and get better and do better. So I couldn't have found a better place. Find like a shitbag like myself. I put me around put me around him. Help me become the person I am today, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Fisher's a fucking legend, absolute hero. Like every time I see him, he's always like stops to have a chat with me, have a picture, like I just have a bit of a natter. And I did one of these one of these podcasts with Charles Joyner,
Yeah.
and he said the same thing about Andrew, just that he's an absolute fucking hero and he's a vet and he's so good at like coaching the mind as well as like obviously the fighter. And just speaking about Charles Joyner as well, what a striker that kid is, by the way.
Mm, mate, he's so tall. He's like he's gonna hurt some people. Them little gloves on, but he hasn't even got a chance to use it. Yet. He just puts body kicks into people and puts them away. Light
Yeah,
work. He's real good.
I was there for that fight, and it wasn't no joke. That guy thought it was no joke either. It was a tough fight for him to have, and then he just lands that's like that front side body kick, and it was just like Jesus.
If you can go through that adversity of that and get a win, that's the that the, to come. If you were to come out and just body kick him and that be over, you learn nothing. But you learn a lot about yourself by getting through adversity like that and getting the win. It's just it couldn't have worked out better for him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually watching it. His missus is fighting this weekend at BMF in Barnsley. I'm there
Yeah,
watching that as well. So yeah, that'll be
another beast of a striker.
is she good a striker as well?
Yes, like more traditional as a martial arts, coming from like a traditional like a taekwondo background. but like fire kicks, like honestly, and I was just trying to put together our hands and stuff, and the grappling and things like that. So once again, another absolute beast.
Will that mean Fisher's coming to Barnsley on with the guys or?
I'm guessing so. As far as I know, I'm guessing so. I mean, my car decided to break down the start of this week, and that's left me with um, basically running and struggling to train, not train, but struggling to be where I want to be, which is up to the TFT with everyone this week. But I'm like I said, I've not really spoken to anyone this week.
No, I think I've just been thinking about it now. Actually, like all of the fight origins I've done about seven. I've had obviously you, Aaron Givens, who's from Ace MMA, and another northeast lad, Charles, who trains at Fish Tank, Bailey Gilbert, who trains up there. I've got Cal Eleanor coming. I don't know what it is. I'm just going for the northeast, and I'm just gonna grab you all. So yeah, it's I think I just love you guys up there, and like I said, northern lads and that. And I know it's like it's shit up north, and it's but it's
I know, mate. They say like Manchester, Liverpool's up north, mate. They do. That's not. You want to come up here where it's fucking got nothing. Them big cities up there have got everything. You go down here, we've got absolutely no. Shit like dirt. Like, well, how long has it took Cage Warriors to come to the northeast, man? Like, yeah, they come back. Was it 7 years ago? And like they haven't come back since. And it's took them till now to make the effort to come back up. Like, no one wants to come up here. No one wants to give us anything or help us out. Like we don't even have that many like gyms compared like the cities and stuff. Like I say, the people that class themselves as North, which is like the Midlands in my eyes, um, would be like the Manchester and Liverpool. There's gyms everywhere, and then you've got like us. We're working it, and that's what we do. We just chip away, and I think we're doing well.
Yeah, exactly. Just obviously going back to when you started, did you ever watch any like MMA or UFC before you started training?
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what got me in it. Watching, I think my brother put me onto it, but I was watching. What do you call it? It was on Bravo, like
Yeah, Bravo.
reruns, 11 o'clock at night. Watching reruns. Chuck Liddell fighting people, the Forrest Griffin. Just watching all the reruns of old fights and like I was watching. I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing, and that's where it started. And I started watching stuff on YouTube, like um like breakdowns of how to throw punches and how to grapple and that. And then that was like, I want to do this. I want to do this, and here we are.
Yeah, did you kind of fall in love with it like straight away as soon as you started like watching training and
Yeah, well, I was just wondering, like, well, at first it was like I'm in love with it. Now it's just my life, so yeah, I'm not like obsessed with it. I'll catch I catch good fights or big fights when I can the next day. I used to stay up till after o'clock in the morning to watch fights, and I was like obsessed. But now it's part of my life. It's you don't like obsess over something that you live daily, and that's what I do. I live daily fighting, so it's not as obsessed as I was, but it's that's only because it's something that's done daily now.
yeah, exactly. It's like you full time, pretty much full time athlete now. So it's just basically is your life. How much has like the landscape of UK MMA changed since like you made your amateur debut? Because like there's so many shows now, it's mad. And like I remember back when like I was like 13, 14, first started training, and a few of the guys had fights in like dingy leisure centre halls, and every time they stood on the cage, you could just see the plyboard go doof and down. It's how much has it changed like since you was like first scrapping?
Like tenfold. The amateurs are trained like pros, which is like it's crazy to say. The amateurs sometimes train harder than the pros. Amateurs are coming in with full sponsored kits, man. Like like they have a day before weigh-ins. Like when I was an amateur, you weighed in on the day. That was, as an amateur, that's what they do. Only the pros weighed in day before, and then we fought the semi-pro rules, where you could like you striking on the feet with your 4 ounce MMA gloves, and then when you went to the floor, you could hit him in the body, and that was it. And like I fought so many fights like that, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. Like I felt like a real fighter. I thought it was tough, but like you're not you ain't nobody, and then you don't realize how how scrappy you were, and I'm still to this day scrappy. How poor your technique is until after the fact when you look back and you got a little bit better technique. You know how to do things properly, and you've been at a proper gym long enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I know like these kids now. I don't know if you know like Shea Ingram. I wax lyrical about this kid. He's a featherweight. He's from Renegade. You know where like Leon and all that and Tom
Yeah,
Breeze. This kid's like 7-0, undefeated as an amateur. This kid's shit hot, and everyone knows he's shit hot. I think he trains full time now as well. Like I said,
yeah,
when I was starting, like when I was started, when I was about 11, 12 years ago, you train like 2 or 3 times a week, and then your coach would be like, "Oh, there's a little event going on. Do you wanna have a fight?" And now it's just like they've got fight camps, nutrition lists.
yeah.
What's going on?
I used to train on a Thursday and a Saturday. That was it for like an hour and a half. So I was in 3 hours a week for the longest of times, and think I fought under doing that as well. Like I literally fought an amateur fight and train twice a week. It's crazy. And like now, they're just like they don't know how good they've got it. Put it that way. Like if I could walk into a gym and have someone that's going to put the time and effort into me that Fisher puts into people, like they don't know how lucky they are, and it's crazy. I'm out of touch with like the UK scene and even like the UFC scene because I only watch really the big fights. I watch the cage warriors if I like to watch people I know fight, but other than that, I don't really like. I don't really watch that much MMA. I'll fly through 'em. I'll just like flick through them all, like see what's good and what's not.
Yeah, I've kind of taken a step back on the UFC side of stuff, and I just love the UK scene now. It's like that's home for me, and just going back to being able to like step into gyms. I've got Jimmy Warhead's gym, HW1, about 15 minutes down the road, and like I was messaging a guy who fights there, one of the assistant coaches called Riley Daniels, and he was like, "Yeah, just come down and train with Jimmy." Can you imagine that back in the day? Just like
Yeah, I
just
know. He
being like, "Oh,
trains me.
just come train with one of the top UK fighters to have ever have been." Like it's fucking mental.
Yeah, I've been down to Jimmy's gym before, and he's a good coach. He's a good fighter. He knows exactly what he's doing, and there's some good lads there as well. So, like, imagine being able to just walk into a gym where guys have been doing it as long as they've been doing it. They've done anything you would want to do as a young fighter coming up. They've already done. So you can't get better than what you've got.
No, exactly. When you were watching the UFC and that, who were like your favorite fighters, like your inspirations, like people you watch should be like, shit, I want to be like him.
Um, Wanderlei Silverman. Wanderlei, there's not the car. I can't. He was the one for the longest of time for me. Wanderlei, just a straight up murderer. It's like damage, just causing damage, and that's I was like, this is anyone that caused a lot of damage in a fight. Me, but I did like to watch a few grapplers, like people that were good worked, but because I like jujitsu. I did like jujitsu for the longest of time, but now I've sort of moved away from the love of jujitsu because I feel like MMA grappling is its own entity now. It's not jujitsu anymore. It's become MMA grappling, which is a total separate thing. Don't get me wrong, it's got a little bit of jujitsu, a little bit of striking, a little bit of everything. But if you're just going to come in a sport going, I'm going to do jujitsu, wrestling, and I'm going to put it together, I don't think it works as well as doing straight grappling now. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, anyone that caused a lot of damage in a fight and or managed to get through the grittiest of fights and cause in wars, mainly the underdogs as well. Everyone loves an underdog, but I love them more than anyone.
yeah, exactly. I think that my mates are all like, no, I love Clay Guida and people like that,
Yeah.
just absolute savages who just leave it all in there. But going back to the jiu-jitsu thing, that was actually proven right last weekend with one of your guys. Burlington had the combat MMA grappling match with Shane Curtis, who's
Oh
behind
yeah, I see. I see.
for
I
me.
see.
Shane's a fucking wizard. Shane is a wizard on the ground, and Justin's one of the best ground and pound guys like there is. And as soon as the strikes came into equation, Shane just couldn't get anything off. And like I said, that MMA grappling style now is just you can't just go in there with that Damian Maya, Jacare Souza style of like hunting for the submission because you're gonna get your fucking head smashed in.
Yeah, I do train. I do like grapple with like a North East Jiu Jitsu. I try like I'll do straight grappling with them, just because I think you need to know. Like it's not one of the things you can just neglect. Because if you've got a straight grappler comes in, you are gonna they are gonna do things that are unorthodox if you're just doing MMA grappling. But so I do think you need it. But Justin smacked the shit out of him, didn't he? Like it's a different ballgame. You can't. I used to think it'd be okay going to guard, but now it's like I'm not going to sit on the bottom for anyone. I'm just going to get up. And I was like, oh, it's not easy, but like, yeah, but I'm going to make it that easy. There's no one holding me down. I'm going to find a way to get up every single time, or they're going to gas out holding on to me for dear life because I'm going to get up eventually. And I don't get tired. Getting tired's for pussies, so we'll leave that to the pussies to get tired. And I ain't going to get tired in the fight, so be ready.
Oh, fucking class. Just obviously, moving on to the last little bit. Life after fighting. What's that look like for you, Perry?
Well, I didn't know. It was going to look like. I always like in the past, like, I always needed a goal. Say I got a fight, that'd get me off the drink and get me off ruining my life. But now I've got a new mindset and a new change. It looks like how it should have been the whole time. It looks like yeah, I've got a wife, a house, a job. It looks like how it should have been. It looks happy, and I couldn't ask for to be in a better position than where I am in now, mentally, physically, and and this is part of all right. When I fight next, I think it's going to be an eye opener for everyone.
Yeah, well,
And
I said, I hope so because I'll be up there watching it. Like we've already booked hotel and that we've gonna get credentials and that. So like I said, I could very well be interviewing after that fight. I'll probably interview you pre-fight anyway and have a bit of a chat with you closer to the time. But just before I wrap this up, I just want to ask one question that's been on my mind: is the mustache coming back for the fight?
I've been thinking about it, and it's going to be a no. It's not. It's not.
What are you doing? Why?
Well, I love it as well. But this is my train of thought, and this is how I'm thinking. Like I love doing the being the different guy and doing the different things. But that wasn't me. That's not me anymore. I'm literally a different person. And when I say a different, I mean 10. Like you were, if you knew what I was like, and then you knew me now, like I'm not the same person I was. I'm a different person. So I don't want to. I'm not going to go in there with the same energy that I ever had because I'm not that person. So I'm going to go in there probably clean shaven, normal, looking normal, and then on the day or on the night, more to the point, everyone will not need a reason to watch, or the crazy guy with a tash who's different, and they won't need a reason because I always thought in a room full of fighters, it's hard to stand out because we're all doing things that are stupid. So I've done something to stand out, but on the night, everyone knows who I am now. They know what I bring to the table, and on the night they won't need a reason to watch me. They'll see exactly what I can do, and the person I am today would eat the person I was last week, never mind last year. I'm just working every single day, improving every single day, and I can't wait to show everyone.
Yeah, well, there you have it. Thank you so much for coming on, Perry. It's been one of my favorite episodes actually. Just I felt proper at ease with you, mate, and been able to have a proper chat. So it's been class, and I was so buzzing. Like I said, as soon as I saw that you were fighting again, I jumped straight on it because I really wanted to talk to you about it. So can't wait to see you fight, mate. Whoever that may be against. If it's Bungard, fantastic. That'll be a war, and it'll be fantastic to see. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on, mate. Like I said, it's been a pleasure.
Anytime, mate. Honestly, anytime. And like I say, I'll fight anyone. So if it's Bungard, we're happy. If it's not, I'm happy anyway. So it doesn't make a difference anymore.
Class, mate. But like I said, we'll get this released on well, it's probably gonna go out tomorrow, which is Thursday. So I'll link all Perry's socials and that, and I'll also link where you can get tickets for new Cage Warriors Newcastle. And yeah, go watch fucking Perry fight because you won't regret it. But no, thank you very much, Perry. And yeah, I'm sure we'll chat again soon.
Spot on, mate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, mate. Bye bye.
Bye.